Hey everybody, welcome back to Airsoftology Mondays, the show that answers your questions, helps you out in a pinch, and is also back from a long trip. I'm your host, Jonathan Higgs. That's right, back from Taiwan, Taipei, Taiwan, from the Camo Show. Oh my goodness, just wait till the videos come out. That is the coolest. I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm seriously, I'm not even gonna get into it here. Just like there's gonna be like 4 or 5 videos I'm putting up on the channel that'll sprinkle in between the reviews, starting this week and going for the next couple weeks. Just watch them all. I'm going to go back sometime soon. I got to go there. I got to go to Hong Kong. I got to go. I want to go to Tokyo. I have a list of places to go. Time to fill the passport up. But I digress. Welcome back to the show. And of course, this show is all about you guys, not about me talking about what I've done. This is about helping you guys out with questions you might have in Airsoft or just want to make some comments, current topics, whatnot. And of course, if you guys want to get your question in the show, as always, it's super simple. Put it in the comment section below and vote up your favorites. Be persistent. I do read every single one every week. And I try to get the ones I see consistently on the show, even if they're not voted up. So, but yeah, since you guys know how it works and what we got going and what the background was, I got a pretty full list of questions this week. Now that I'm back in the old United States, I'm going to be answering them all this week in this week's Palco Mail Call. Maccabee Luke 2236 writes, "Hey Jonathan, I was wondering what your opinion is on the idea that if you're hit in the bulletproof vest, assault vest, chest rigs don't count, you're still in the game. Have you ever played a game with those rules?" It is an interesting choice of rule set. I think the biggest challenge we have in Airsoft, honestly, is number one is educating and mentoring newer players. And then the second thing, unfortunately, is the few people that just want to play and not call their hits. My thought on this, you'd need a really mature group of experienced players that you know really well to pull this one off the right way. I've seen this executed. Oh, well, let me digress. Otherwise, you could have a really well, I just shot him and as he hit, and I shoot for center mass. And also, this is going to encourage headshots. So I think in pickup games and fields like that, it doesn't work that well. In a Milsim event, however, I think it could possibly work if you get the right crowd of people, or if you do a private game at a field where you reserve it or something like that. That said, I have seen, I've been to a couple events personally, and then I know some of the big event promoters have toyed with this idea and do use it, that you have different respawn rules and medic rules for if you are wearing plates in a plate carrier, so you have that and a ballistic type helmet on, or you're just running an assault vest or a chest rig or something like that, like a cross draw or chest rig or something. With that case, I remember I was one event where they would have 2 decks of cards. If you had a plate carrier on, had plates in, they'd pull from one deck of card. If you were injured, the medic, this is the medic, he'd have 2 decks. Pull the card, and it'd be usually, okay, I can throw a bandage on you, or okay, you don't use your right arm, don't use your left leg, or something like that. These are these medic cards I've seen that work kind of neat. They're kind of like a triage card. And then if you only had a chest rig or didn't have armor, the cards could be oh, go back to respawn now. There's a much higher percentage of those where you were shot and dead, versus in the player pack or the deck of cards for the players that did have their plate carrier, wanted to weight it down. Now these, even fake plates didn't work. They'd have to be weighted plates, so you're at a big disadvantage. So you kind of got to figure out if you want to do that. They'd be okay, much higher probability of you being injured and be able to continue to play versus being dead and out of the game. And you wouldn't know till you just randomly drew a card. It was kind of a neat respawn system. So I think something like that would encourage the use of those items and give benefit to those players that choose to do that, but not encourage cheating, which could very well come along with, or shooting for the head for that matter, with saying, okay, well, hits in the chest don't count, or you have to shoot more than once or 2 or 3 times in the chest area if they're wearing a plate carrier. Just kind of my thought on it. I think it's a neat idea. If you get the right players, I think you could probably pull off the way you're talking about. But honestly, in a pickup game, cheating might be a little tough to get past. Frosty writes, "Legend has it that you hide extra mags in your beard as backup. Is this true?" All right, seriously, who told you? Dylan Crane writes, "Hey, Mr. Airsoftology, what did you do for a living before YouTube? Thanks, love the show." I was an IT guy, I did computer stuff. I started off fixing PCs and kind of got into the management of things, but I always liked to tinker. That was my thing. So it was always computers, whether it's building just desktop PCs and fixing those all the way up to servers and kind of big, huge machines. I could bore you guys to death if I told you all about them. Super boring, huge computer equipment. But anyway, that's what I did. I was an IT guy, just computers, geek, so I can fix an airsoft gun and I can fix a PC, which is actually kind of a handy skill to have. Until your family finds out. Then it stinks, because then everybody wants their PC fixed. Mr. Gaming Parasite writes, "Hey John, I'm looking to get my gun chrono, but I can't afford a device to do so and can't use one till the actual day of the game. Any tips on how I could easily chrono my gun?" Well, short of borrowing one from a friend, we kind of notch all that stuff off the list. There is a thing I like to call the poor man's chronograph, using a aluminum Coca-Cola can to determine roughly what your chronograph is going to read. Basically, if it shoots through one wall, it's around a certain feet per second. If it shoots through both sides of the can, like you're holding it, goes through that. Both sides, it's a little higher, or it's higher than that. Then if you can shoot through the bottom of the can, you probably have a way hot gun. And that's like the little rounded part in the bottom. Just type in Coca-Cola can Airsoft chrono on YouTube and you will find a laundry list of videos of people showing you how to do that. Jugs McFlugs is back. If you sight in a scope in 9x zoom, will it stay sighted in for 3x zoom? If it's a good optic and it's variable optic, meaning you like kind of twist it, you know, to like adjust the variable, it should, yeah, totally stay in there, no problem. Now, but why are you running 9x zoom? Honestly, it's Airsoft. I mean, that's some seriously powerful zoom for an Airsoft rifle, way beyond what the reach of your gun is. But hey, if you got a cool scope and you want to kind of play with it, maybe using it to spot enemies or whatever, but like hitting them with a 9x zoom, I mean, unless you want to like, you know, take their ear, or, you know, and don't encourage headshots like that. But you like shoot for a very specific part of their body. But yeah, they should hold, especially in Airsoft. I mean, we're not talking about a real gun where you've got you're trying to hit a target at, you know, 400 yards or something crazy like that. Where like the max range, the effective range of most Airsoft guns that are stock is around 150 to 175 feet. That is it. That's what you're going to deal with. That is your average effective range of Airsoft gun. Now you can upgrade them, of course, and get craziness. But for stock guns, that's pretty much it. But yeah, short answer is, sure, you can sight it for 9x and use it at 3, no problem. All right, guys, that's it for questions this week, which means, as always, it is time for the Code Red Headsets video recommendation of the week. And this one comes from me. I'm being selfish. I really am this week, because I've been kind of guilty pleasuring looking for short films all over YouTube, and I've kind of been like consuming them a lot lately. So this one's a really neat one. I mean, I like to see the work that people are doing. I mean, it's definitely not Hollywood, big budget, Michael Bay action, but for a very low budget put together film. This guy, the director is Andre Wallin. I hope I pronounced the name right, out of Sweden. 15 minutes long, give or take a minute or two. I think it's actually 16 minutes long, give or take. It is called State Zero. It's a post-apocalyptic themed video. Like most of them do, it's pretty fun. Obviously using some good Airsoft guns in this one. That's why I wanted to highlight for you guys. And not too bad CGI, actually. I mean, you can tell it's CGI, but for obviously not having a huge budget at all, was used well done and sparingly. And just imagine this short film with a budget behind it where you can have like a huge staff of people, like the Life of Pi level quality stuff, cranking out CGI. So I want to show you guys good storytelling, good pacing, very fun watch. Like I said, it's a little longer. It's like 15, 16 minutes long, but definitely worth the watch. You can check it out. And as always, every single week, if you're on desktop, you can click it right over here next to me. Or if for everybody else, which is most of you guys on mobile, I have a link down below in the description. So you can just click it right below the description of this video, take you over and watch the video. Well, guys, that is it. Thank you, as always, so much for hanging out with me here every single week. I really appreciate you guys asking some fantastic questions and having such a great community down below. You know I can't answer every single one of those, but you do such a great job helping each other out down there. I'm really, it's so awesome to have this community around Airsoftology and where everybody's cool and you guys all feel like family. I see a lot of very familiar names every week helping each other out down there. It is so cool and very few trolls. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. But until next week, remember, go out, play some Airsoft, have some fun. But no matter what you do, call your freaking hits. Hey everybody, welcome back to Airsoftology Monday Q&A show, where I help you out with, don't even know the intro anymore because I changed it up.